Boss, I want to talk to you about Amazon DSP delivery business, and there are some crazy mistakes that you need to avoid if you want to be accepted into the DSP program. So, in today's conversation, I'll be talking to you about 7 crazy mistakes you absolutely need to avoid. Okay, so don't you go anywhere. You're gonna love today's conversation. I guarantee it.
One in a million, one in a million, one in a million. You know they're coming up to me, cause I'm just the kind of flow with a stinging kind of beat, but the rhythm's getting higher. Go, 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 go. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million.
Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweaty Q Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about some crazy mistakes you need to avoid if you want to get into the DSP program. Now, if you currently are in the DSP program, you also want to pay attention because those mistakes are going to decrease your revenue, okay? Before I get into the 7 mistakes, let me give you an overview of the DSP program. Now, the thing here is that the DSP, the Amazon DSP opportunity, is a parcel delivery service where you develop a team of people who deliver Amazon's parcels to customers in your chosen area. Okay, so the Amazon DSP is a great way for you to start up your own business with the peace of mind you have a support network behind you and access to Amazon's brilliant resources. So if anybody out there is telling you this program doesn't work, I'm here to tell you it does work. It is a profitable program because we see a lot of people expressing doubts about the opportunity. This is a program that works if you are willing to work hard for it. Okay, so what are the benefits of the Amazon DSP? You have relatively low startup costs. You have a constant supply of customers, meaning you don't have to focus on sales. Amazon brings them to you. It's really important to say that. You have a brilliant support network behind you from Amazon. You have an outstanding source of income if you are prepared to work hard and build your business. Okay, it's all about hard work here. Okay, and you have the chance to expand and grow your business. Okay, and how much do you make actually as an Amazon DSP? Well, the thing here, according to Amazon's own figures, you can make anywhere between approximately $75,000 a year based on 20 delivery vans, or $300,000 a year with 40 vans. We're speaking about net income. This is your take-home pay, okay? So is Amazon DSP profitable? Hell yeah, hell yeah. The Amazon DSP is really profitable, providing you work hard, you make it work, you build a reliable and trustworthy team of delivery drivers around you, and you work hard to provide outstanding customer service, okay? Don't you let anybody tell you the opposite. People are becoming millionaires, and our team has helped tens of people, tens of clients become successful Amazon DSPs, okay? So by tapping into Amazon's resources and support, it is possible to make the Amazon DSP opportunity profitable. So how do you become an Amazon DSP? Well, you submit your expression of interest, you complete an online application form, you evaluate whether the opportunity is suitable for you, you complete the multi-week training programs, you set up your Amazon DSP business, and you have to recruit your delivery drivers, you get delivering the parcels to Amazon customers. That's pretty much it. If you're interested in the whole conversation about the Amazon DSP, we had a tutorial on the topic, and it's called How to Open an Amazon Delivery Business. You can see on the screen. Go watch that video. It explains at length what the whole process is about. Now, the first mistake you really want to avoid is to have is what we call lack of funds, not having sufficient startup capital. Boss, I'm talking to you. So if you believe that there is a free lunch here, no, there are costs involved in this. Okay, and Amazon wants you to have at least $30,000 in liquid assets. So the thing here is that if you don't have sufficient startup capital, you're not going to succeed in the Amazon DSP program. In other words, I mean, if they ever accept, first of all, they might not accept you, but if they ever accept you, you cannot start your business if you don't have that liquid capital. Okay, we're talking about $30,000 to $40,000. Okay, but Amazon states that you can get started with as little as $10,000. Where we say to be safe, you want to plan somewhere from $10,000 to $40,000. This must be your own money. This is really important, folks. And why do you need that money? Well, you might need to spend that on branded uniforms for employees, for vehicle leases on Amazon's branded vans, handheld devices for scanning packages, fuel cards, vehicle insurance, licenses and permits. See, the thing here is that Amazon is not going to subsidize that for you. You're going to have to actually shell out some cash to actually take care of that. This is really important. So we're talking about HR cost, because the team you're going to recruit, you're going to have to do some background checks, drug tests, and interview costs, right? You're going to have to pay for accounting services and payroll. So these are just some of the costs you can expect, and you should do a full investigation of the potential costs and risks before you decide to invest your money, okay? I'm not here to tell you that this is you should automatically invest in this opportunity. I'm here to explain to you the features, the interesting features about the opportunity, and the mistakes you need to avoid, okay? So not having sufficient start of capital is a big mistake. Now, don't get me wrong, Amazon will help you through the process, though you should also do your own independent research and have your own resources, okay? And note that while Amazon does not require you to use their branded delivery vehicles or uniforms, they do offer steep discounts for doing so. Okay, this is also true for all the discounts that Amazon has negotiated with third-party contractors. So it is probably in your best financial interest to use the deals that Amazon has already negotiated. But once again, you should do your own research to be sure. This is really important. Mistake number 2, the application. Not filling the application form properly. See, the thing here is that before you even start you get into the Dsp program, they want you to actually fill out an application, and on that application they will ask you a series of questions. So they will ask you for experience in hiring and developing great teams, a willingness to commit to being a hands-on Dsp owner full-time. Okay, they want you to have liquid asset of at least 10 to 30, sometimes 40,000, a strong credit history, and ideally previous business ownership is preferred, but this is not a requirement, okay? And they'll ask you from some general information. I'm talking about your name, your email address, your geographical address, your preferred locations, because they're going to assign you a zone, right? That's the zone where you're going to develop your business. And they might ask you also a series of yes or no questions. So for instance, are you a military veteran? Do you have experience building and developing a team? Are you ready to commit to being a hands-on DSP owner full-time? So what I'm trying to say is you need to actually fill out the application form properly. And obviously you want to tell the truth. This is important, okay? And sometimes they will ask you, have you ever owned and operated your own business? They'll ask you, have you or a business you own ever declared for bankruptcy protection? See, they're trying to actually cover their ass too. So Amazon wants to make sure that they are doing business with a successful or a serial entrepreneur, okay? And most importantly, they will ask you about the 30 grand to 40 grand or 10 grand liquidity situation. So what I'm trying to say here is that you need to fill out the application form properly. Take your time, okay? And we've seen some people who actually hired third parties, who hired consultants to help them fill out the application form, because the last thing you want is to make a mistake and fill out and put the wrong information and whatnot. So, and it's also important to mention things like the legal structure of the business you are trying to use. Okay, are you an LLC? Are you a sole proprietorship? Are you an LLP? Are you an S corp? Are you a C corp? So they want to have some clear ideas about that part too. Okay, so we're talking about making sure that you fill the application form properly. That's mistake number 2, not filling the application form properly. Mistake number 3, the interview. So not preparing for the Amazon DSP partner interview. See, the thing is that, and I said this earlier, you're going to have to go through the interview at some point. So, I don't care how good your profile is, you better be sure about some of the questions they might ask you during the interview, right? Because first of all, you have the theoretical profile, but you also need to have the practical profile. all those two will go hand in hand. There has to be synergy, okay? And during the interview, they will ask you some specific questions. For example, tell me about yourself. You better have a clear answer to that question, okay? And the thing is, this is a question for which you need to prepare yourself. If they ask you, tell me about yourself, you want to talk about your qualities. You want to talk about your hard work. You want to talk about your skills, okay? You want to talk about your prior business experience. They might ask you, why Amazon? Why do you want to actually get into the DSP program? Well, you can talk about Amazon's status in the industry, the fact that you see a lot of opportunities, the fact that you have the skills to actually seize those opportunities, the fact that Amazon is a great organization, right? You want to flatter them a little bit. I mean, it's not really flattering them. It's actually telling the truth. Amazon is an online behemoth. They're everywhere. And it's a pleasure. It's an honor to work with them. And you can say that, and you know that with Amazon, there will always be plenty of work for you in the years to come. So you want to throw out there those compliments, those words, so that Amazon, and this is something that has worked in the past. So if they ask you why Amazon, you better have a clear answer, okay? And they might ask you, what experience do you have of running a business? Again, this is what I said earlier about going back to your prior business experience. You better be sure. The whole thing is you want to prepare for this Amazon DSP partner interview, okay? You have a clear idea of things to say. If they ask you what experience you have about running a business, and if they ask you, would you say anything to your boss if you disagreed with the new rules? See, now here, they are testing your ability to take orders. See, they're testing your ability to actually work with Amazon. If a corporate is sending you rules that you don't like, how do you navigate that? How do you actually deal with that? Okay, so those are things that you need to think about. I'm just giving you the questions here and giving you pointers, but the whole thing is you better think about how to answer them, and you need to prepare yourself. And they might even ask you, what do you see yourself in 5 years? Okay, and a great answer to that question is, well, I'll still be with Amazon because Amazon will be bigger. I'll have my own team. I'll have a bigger team, okay? Because now they are asking you prospective questions. They want to see where you project yourself. Mistake number 4, location. So not making a strong case about your location and failing to convince Amazon to choose your location for a DSP franchise. What's going on here? Well, the thing here is that Amazon is growing by the day, but right now they're not in all cities in the United States. Okay, so their community of DSPs operates in cities throughout the United States, but the city you're currently in might not be a good candidate for the DSP opportunity. What do you do about that, boss? Are you just going to walk away and just say, well, I'm defeated? No. You really want to analyze your city. You want to analyze your location and think about the pros and cons of that location and make a strong case to Amazon that, you know what, they better choose your location for a DSP franchise because that's in their interest, but that's in your interest too. This has got to be a win-win situation, boss. But the thing here is you got to do some research, okay? You got to do some research. And the thing is that you have to look at the demographics. You got to think about the parcel economy, the delivery economy there, okay? And according to Amazon itself, they said that they have big plans to expand the programs into other cities. They are expanding every single day, okay? They are expanding their delivery services, their infrastructure in areas where they have sufficient package volume to support the work of DSP companies. Because that's actually an important criteria for them, okay? And basically, the thing is that they are inviting anyone with interest to apply so that they can be first to select their location of choice when it's available. So it's all about being proactive here, okay? So you got to make a strong case to Amazon. And the thing is that right now, Amazon is offering the DSP program to other countries also. So besides the United States, they are in Canada, they are in the UK, they are in Spain, in Germany, in Italy, okay? They are in Ireland, they are in Brazil, they are in India, okay? But again, the list of countries is actually expanding every single day. So, and the thing here is that in case you were wondering whether you can do the program in multiple cities, it's not currently possible because Amazon wants you to actually focus on your area and develop the business there. So as a DSP partner, you cannot operate the DSP, multiple DSP franchises in multiple cities. Right now, you can't do that. Mistake number 5, we're talking about leadership. So failing to show what a great team leader you can be as an Amazon DSP partner. Yeah, that's a biggie, boss. That's a biggie because during the interview, Amazon is going to ask you a few questions, and for them, being a strong leader is very important. For instance, they'll ask you, what team culture would you create in Amazon as a delivery service partner? Well, this is really important because they want to make sure that your culture will not clash with their culture, okay? Because Amazon has a strong client-centric culture, and they're not allowing anybody just to come and just mess that up. Okay, so if they ask you about the culture, the team culture, you better have a clear answer about that. They might also ask you, how would you promote safety within your team? So Amazon is really important. They are really adamant about safety, right? Because they don't want their ass to be dragged to a court all the time and have to be involved in a lawsuit, right? So as an Amazon DSP partner, as an Amazon partner, yeah, you will be leading a team of people who will be required to follow Amazon's operational policies, rules, and procedures. Okay, and one of the most important aspects of Amazon's operation is safety. I mean, if they were able to run their business and grow to this level, you better make sure that they have actually taken care of safety. Okay, so you must promote safety to your team at all times and make sure you insist that everyone drives safely, their delivery vans are safe and serviceable, and everyone keeps abreast of Amazon safety procedures and changes as when they come into force. And if they ask you what experience do you have of running a business, again, they are going to your prior history in terms of business. You want to bring it up. You want to highlight events where you were successful. You want to highlight events where you were able to actually take care of situations of conflicts, how you were able to generate revenue, right? They might ask you also, tell me about a time when you coached someone to improve. See here, they were testing again your leadership, your leadership strategy. So they were asking you about your coaching abilities. If you have those abilities, you want to bring them up. You want to highlight them. And you want to give specific examples because it's all about specifics here, right? Don't try to dazzle them with crazy words, with confusing explanations. You want to be specific about specific events when you coach someone into success. Very important. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sorty Kiwi Show. We are also having a conversation about the Amazon delivery business application form and what are the 7 big mistakes you need to avoid if you want to be successful, okay? And mistake number 6 is stress. So we're talking about not giving thoughtful, complete answers about how you would handle stress as an Amazon DSP partner. This is kind of similar to, not similar, but this is kind of related to what I said earlier about leadership, right? You're going to have some stress in this job, no question about it. And don't let anybody fool you and tell you, hey, listen, this is just an easy job. This is no. This is work, but it is profitable though. Don't get me wrong. $75,000 to $300,000 a year, that's good money. That's a good change right there. Okay, so they want to make sure that you are able to handle stress because that's part of their safety program. Mental safety, psychological safety. So if they ask you, they might ask you, how do you handle stressful situations? See, you better have a clear answer to that. How do you handle stress? How do you handle a stressful situation? Not only in terms of how do you handle yourself, but how do you handle stress within your team? Right? Because that's what I'm talking about, leadership here. If they ask you, how will you be an asset to Amazon in this DSP role? They want to see again your contribution to their bottom line, because Amazon ain't just giving you this opportunity for nothing. They better see some. They better see a return back too. So this is important. Can you work well by yourself? See, they're trying to see if you can be an individual team leader who does not always have to rely on Amazon resources. For them, it's important. What is your biggest weakness? Well, this is a tricky question where we recommend that you tell the truth, but you want to change your truth into an opportunity. Okay, so don't say a weakness that will actually disqualify you. Right? You want to be strategic about this. And if they also ask you, tell me about a time when you managed multiple tasks all at once. They want to see your task management. You want to see your ability to multitask. So come up with good examples. They might ask you, when did you have to complete a difficult task while under pressure? Again, we're going back to the pressure thing. So you need to have specifics. You need to have specific answers. And they might also ask you, what are your strengths? So what I'm trying to say here is that you need to give thoughtful, specific, complete answers about how you would handle stress as an Amazon DSP partner. Failing to do that will actually disqualify you. Number 7, customers. So the mistake number 7 is failing to show Amazon that you will be a very customer-focused team leader when you become an Amazon DSP partner. Okay, everybody knows that Amazon has gotten to the place where they are right now by being a client-centric company, by being a customer-focused company. And they want you as a DSP partner, as a DSP program partner, to actually reflect the same values that have made them so much money over the years. Let's face it, Amazon is not into philanthropy or whatever. All right, they want to make money, so you better have this. You better display the same skills, the same proclivity, the same inclination to. Okay, they might ask you, describe a time when you provided excellent customer service. You better have examples of where you actually provided stellar customer service. Okay, they will ask you, how would you deal with an irate or difficult customer? This is another example of you handling a difficult situation. Okay, they might ask you some hypothetical questions about, let's say you are running late for a delivery. What would you do? See, they want to see here how you would deal with the whole situation. You have pressure, you have customer orientation. Okay, you have deadlines. How do you deal with that? Tell me about a time you had to overcome a difficult problems. Again, they're seeing how you will handle stress, but also difficulties as they relate to client satisfaction, as they relate to deadline management. Okay, and name a time you disagreed with a coworker or manager, and what was the outcome. So again, boss, I am throwing at you here a series of questions, and I want you to think about those questions. Okay, and they might also ask you, have you ever made an error, and if so, what did you do about it? This is all about acknowledging the error. It's all about saying, hey, listen, I know I made a mistake. I know I made a big boo-boo, and here is how I handled it. So the bottom line here is that you want to be prepared, because and in those questions and in your answers rather, you want to focus on the customer. You want to explain how you are able to prioritize the customer satisfaction above your own revenue generation motives. Okay, it's all about having that customer orientation. So I'm giving you a lot of questions here, and I've given you some pointers to answer the questions. But if you have questions, if you have comments about those questions, I want you to put them in the comment section below, and we will give you a bespoke answer to any question that Amazon has asked you or will ask you. It's really important. All right, folks. This is the end of today's conversation. I was talking to you about some mistakes you need to avoid if you want to be a successful applicant into the DSP program. Okay, and they might ask you at the end, do you have any questions for us? So once you have gone through the interview, they might ask you, do you have any questions for us? Please make sure that you have at least 2 or 3 questions. It's really important because this shows that you are interested in the opportunity, that you have thought about the opportunity, and that you are willing to actually have a conversation, that you are a leader, okay? Make sure you have questions. Very important. So the 7 big mistakes: lack of funds, the application process not actually properly and filling out the application, during the interview not having the proper answers, the location, you need to make a strong case about your location, why your location really makes sense, leadership, showing leadership, knowing how to work under stress, and being customer centric. Very important. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I will speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.